Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm having my own moment. I'm having my own moment. Hey, Renee. Hey, Malia. Hi, Tammy. How are you guys? So, I was going to do my fabric sale today, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow. My neighbor's decided he is doing his, I don't know if you can hear it, but he's got his air compressor and his, hi, Shauna. Hi, Valerie. And he's got, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but it's been so loud. I can't think when it's like that. And so today, can you guys hear it? It's so ridiculous. I will not miss this. I will not miss the man with his air compressor, power washer, whatever. So definitely this will be one of the pieces that I found another piece of that Raggedy Ann fabric. And this is a first edition Raggedy Ann book, not in pristine condition. You can see it's had some wear. It's from 1925, and I'll put that in my sale tomorrow. But yeah, I've I've held on to this. I've collected it for a while, and I love it. But now it's time I can let it go. So if you guys want to hang out, I'm going to craft for a little bit. You finally caught me. Thanks. Hi, Therese. How are you? I am going to. I'm working on a couple of. You're laughing. What are you laughing at me for? I love this. Guys, how many times have you like held on to something and you go, I'm going to really make something with this or do something with it? And that's me with this. And so, hi, Patricia. How are you, girl? So I'm going to work on the couple of journals that I have going on that are going to be in the Defy auction if I can get them mailed out this week. So I've got to finish them. So tomorrow I will get on earlier. I will try to set it up ahead of time for those of you that want to purchase some of my fabrics. And then after that, I think I'm done. I think after that, if I have an overabundance of stuff left, I'm going to just make like flat rate boxes, and anybody that wants one, I'll put them in my Etsy shop. Laughing because you said me? Oh, I love that Raggedy Ann thing, man. I don't know what. So this is, you guys, my desk, my crafting space has gotten smaller as usual because I've got all the stuff around me. But this is one of the journals I'm putting into the Defy auction. And then I'll show you the second one. I started it. I have not finished it. Guys, I've got a ways to go. I got to finish it. So this is one, and this is a real junky junk journal, and it has some of my artwork in it, and it has all kinds of paperclip embellishments and one of my paper garlands, and I probably should put that in an envelope. And then I will try to do it. I'm going to add more. I got to dig in my what I have left of clips that I've made and put them on there. I think I have a couple that I've made that are like some Hawaiian shirt one or something. So this is the one that I'm gonna hopefully, and I signed it in the back, and it will come with an extra pack of goodies of whatever my random stuff is. So for those of you that really like a real junky junk journal, this is it. Um, Tammy, I don't know if I have any more wallpaper books left. I think I sold them all except one that was a Nat Geo children's one. Um, but I can let you know tomorrow if I have any left. And if I do, I can give you a flip through if I have any left. I don't. You guys, I've overwhelmed myself. My house looks like an art supply store, or in my version of an art supply store. Obviously, not everybody's. Most people like Hobby Lobby. Mine is more like, book pages. But you guys arted with me the other day when I finished the lips. Um, and I was going to try to, I have gotten rid of my triple thick. So whoever gets this, I mean, if you put triple thick on it, it'll be great. If you don't, it'll still be fine. Oh, you got Mr. R. I love you, Jean Peter. Um, you give Big Brother R my love, and good for you, movie night. So this is the one. This is one of my journals that I'm doing, and then I did. I added a whole bunch of like whatever random stuff I had. How many of you guys have like a little box? I have a little container that has just like random things that I've found, collected, added to myself, and so. Hi, Linda. How are you guys? So tomorrow will be my sale day if I do a sale. I mean, I will do one because I have lots of fabric to still lots more fabric to let go of. But then after that, I think I've just sort of put myself to the task of just saying, okay, I have how many ever flat rate medium boxes I can fill, um, and send them on after that. But I'll make a video of that if I do. But I love this little journal. This is probably I made it. I finished embellishing it and I signed it this year, but honestly, I don't know exactly when I made it. I can just tell by some of the paper that it was paper that I don't have anymore in my stash, so I'm assuming it was a good while ago. Um, I don't even think there's any blank paper in here. I think it's just all books and stuff I love. Oh my gosh, you guys, the guy next door, his really a lot. It's really loud. So this is a definite junkie junk journal. You guys, I don't sell my journals, so the only way you would ever be able to get one is to get it if I donated one to the Defy auction, which is the second Saturday in December. It is from noon until about 5 or 6, depending upon how long Kara decides to be on. But see, it has like some tags I made that I sewed. Um, this is a real junk journal. So, and I added some extra pockets. I found a whole bunch of other things I made today, and I have a put them in extras eyeball and I'll put them in the extra pack. So that's kind of a flip through of this one. And then the one I'm still working on, which I would like to work. I mean, I could still add more. You can never add too much, right? And it's getting pretty big. And I'm grappling with putting a closure or just including the closure with it. I don't know, but it's a nice. It's got 5 signatures. It's sewn straight into a. It will go to the auction. Hi, Laurel. How are you? Thanks for. I had the best time hanging out with Laurel and Michelle Scott. You guys go over and subscribe to their channels. You will love them and love hanging out with them. Been part of my clan for a long time. So this is the other one I'm working on. I started another one yesterday, and I was I was crafting along with Laurel, and she was like, "That would drive me crazy because it was asymmetrical." But it is what it is. So I haven't finished it. I'm still working on it. I haven't sewn in the signatures yet. It is made from a log cabin quilt square. I did not make the quilt square. It came from, I think it's from like the 40s or the 50s, some of the fabric. It's generally the center would be red, whoever, whatever. This one's yellow. So this is what I've been working on, and I've put some of my hand-dyed papers in here. This one you could definitely journal in. I'm going to make some tags to go in it. It's not going to be like a real junk journal like my other ones, but I still have to work on the bits and pieces and sew it in. And it has some tea dyed paper. I think one piece might be coffee dyed. The rest of them are, done with that marbling, whatever paper thing. It's kind of like the book I made for my daughter's wed guest book, and I will fill it with tags. So, and I don't know what other things I'm going to do. So I got to work on it a little bit. I like to have like a lot of froof, I guess that's what it's called. I like that. So I've been working on the froof, like trying to figure out like what colors I liked. So this will also be, hopefully I'll finish it today and it'll go in the Defy auction in December too. Hey, Darla. How are you? How are you, Miss Jamie? So, hi, Darla. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Liz. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Hi, Val. We love you, Jean. Hi, Patricia. And anybody else that's lurking, how are you? We hope you're good. So, Miss Tammy and Therese. And I hope I said hi to everybody. And Miss Renee. I love you, girls. Hey, Kathy D. How are you? You're a creative chaos girl. My life is creative chaos. You guys, I never want to move again. I'm sorry. I just can't. I don't want to move again. I was like, I'm sucking at this. Okay. I'm sucking at this moving. I'm sucking at this like moving, and I'm just sucking at it right now. You guys, so today, my sweet partner, he went to go through my stuff. I still have tubs in my garage. Okay. And so he's like looking at all the stuff and he's like, is this a keeper or a let go? Is this a keeper or a let go? And you guys, I got so stressed out. I was like, I don't know. Meaning like, and I was like, and he was like trying to help me, but I felt like he was hovering. And I was like, you're hovering. And he's like, I'm not trying to hover. I said, but you're hovering. Guys, that's how it's been going. Poor him, think about it. Like when you get into a relationship with somebody, you don't ever think like that their craft a lanch is gonna like take over your life or whatever. And yeah, I feel bad for him. I really do, you guys. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. And he's the sweetest person ever, but I really feel bad for him because I am definitely not just a work in progress, but I'm definitely like a force to be reckoned with in regards to my crafting, in regards to my crafting mess. Okay. But I can tell you right now, I never want to go through this again. Never, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. Not the moving part so much, but the moving part where you have to let go of everything. That part I don't want to do again. What did you say? Who needs a gold star? Oh, Michelle. I love Michelle Scott. You guys, we were laughing so hard last night about when we first all met online. And, it's like, what's really wonderful about this crafting community? It's like when you find your tribe, you do, right? And she used to come to my live streams and make me laugh. And then, of course, like, you guys, live streaming, if you've never really done it, it's not always easy. And your mind goes blank when you go live. Okay. It's almost like, the law of probabilities or whatever just functions that way, and you're just gonna you're just gonna forget everything that you want to talk about. Or I mean, that's how I experience it sometimes. And I was, yeah, you guys have been with me. She was telling me, yeah, and you were making those magazine flowers. Guys, I still make those magazine flowers. I still make those magazine flowers. And then I found some that I was making. I found some this morning that I was making that were shabby chic ones. I was like, what? When did I do this? You guys, have you guys ever crafted so much that you're like, I don't even remember making this? Anybody else besides me? So this will be definitely a journal you could write in or glue in. Where's that other one? You can totally glue in it, but it's a junk journal for sure. Hey, Leslie, how are you? Hey, Penny. How are you? So this one will be the other one that I put in the Defy auction. And you guys, please make sure you go over to Kara Hart's channel and subscribe. I love making artwork and I love having the option to do it. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't in a place where I could afford to buy my art supplies. That I'm really fortunate. That's never been something that's been anything for me. But I know for many people it could be. And if, I would love to know that if that was the case, that I would have found something like the Disabled Artist Foundation, and Care and Jean and Kim and Darla and Laura all put so much love, and Christy put so much love in everything that we do, that happens for the Defy. It's just a wonderful, if you can afford to go to an auction and buy something, great. If you have something to donate, they gladly take all kinds of in-kind donations, craft supplies, monetary donations. I mean, I don't know, like maybe at one point in time you were a ceramicist and you have all these extra ceramic paints, or you were you know what I'm saying? And you could donate those paints. All that sort of stuff. So if you can do it, go on over and, you know, contribute if you can. Attend the auction. There's all kinds of stuff. They have a raffle every month, and it's always something fun and good. Last month it was this amazing ledger or $100 Amazon gift card. It was really good. So, we all can contribute in whatever ways we can. But it's great when you can make a difference in somebody's life. Just simply by donating what it will cost to mail something postage wise, which, and it can be anywhere from $8 to, I don't know, $30 if you made a big package, you know. So I mean, it's just an awesome way to give back. That's all. So that's what these little journals are going for. Hey, Erin, how are you, girl? And I can't believe I missed the white elephant thing, Darla. I'm like, that's so terrible. I missed it. I missed the white elephant sale, or the white elephant giveaway, or whatever it was. I missed it. I missed it. So I'm going to work on this little journal for a little bit, and then tomorrow I will definitely get on early and do all the bits and pieces of fabric and trims and vintage whatever I have, which I don't have a ton anymore because I did have a really nice sale a couple weeks ago and it was good. But I will do that tomorrow, and then any odds and ends I have, like I found because I found a whole box of maps, like the ones that you would get, state maps or whatever. Mine are from all over. I found a whole box of that. I found, the most random stuff, you guys. You know me. I'm random. I'm random. You have a bad leg. Oh no. No. What happened? Joni, I don't have a move date. So this next week we have to take our dogs to be vetted, and if all that goes through, I mean, we would have liked to have been out of here 2 weeks ago, but that just didn't happen. So I'm thinking, I don't know exactly when. I don't. Um, I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You're kidding? Don't feel bad you missed it too. Charlotte, I was just all day like packing my stuff up to like deal with all this, and yeah, you know, I've been packing it all up to deal with it, and so that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, you missed it too. So I do feel bad because I really wanted to go. I wanted to participate. I wanted to be some participate. I wanted to do some participation, but I didn't. You guys, it happens. My life just kind of runs away with me. Any of you got that issue? I can't be the only one whose life runs away with them. I could. Joni, I would hope that I'm hoping that we're out of here in the next, like, before the end of the month. That's our goal. How that is actually going to come, I don't know. we just have a bunch of like stuff to get through that we haven't. Like I don't know. We've got a bunch of stuff that we've got to get done that hasn't happened yet. So hopefully. Oh, yours does every day. Oh, girl, happens to you all the time. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not generally this. Um, I guess disorganized, or I don't even know exactly what the words are. I mean, I'm generally not this. Um, I can usually find things that work out better for me, and that I don't like, fall apart from or whatever. But I'm telling you, every single day, I feel like I have been in a time warp, and every single day, I feel like no matter how hard I try, I something happens, like, and it's out of my control. So I just got to go with it. I just got to let it go. This year's been that way for you, Leslie. It's so I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I could just run away from myself. But what do they say? Wherever you go, there you are. So that probably wouldn't work out well either. It wouldn't work out for me running away from me because wherever I'd go, there I am. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. I've got like, besides the ridiculousness of my life, I have that going on too. Besides the ridiculousness of my life, I have that going on. I have the okay, it's got to get through this. Whatever. I mean, you guys, yeah. I'm like, I'm a mess. That's all I can tell you. It's like, what should be so easy is not easy at all, if that makes sense. What should be like nothing is like so bizarrely overwhelming. It's ridiculous. So I would love to say that we're going to be out of here. Like, I'd like to say we'll be out in like, I don't know, till next week sometime. But that'll remain to be seen because I don't know. It's just wishful thinking on my part. Guys, I was going to sew my little piece on here and my sewing machine's unplugged. I gotta crawl under the desk. Tracy, how are you? Yes, frenzied. Perfect. Perfect word. Perfect word. Perfect word. Frenzied. Sounds good to me. It's exactly how I'm feeling. Frenzied. I just feel this like overwhelming like pressure to get things done, and my life doesn't seem like it's actually following me there. Does that make sense? It's like I need to get it done, but there's not enough hours in the day. I did not find my paper, Jamie. I did not find it. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. What I did, I didn't find it at all. But I did find like a batch of like small paintings I'd done that I'd been looking for a while. I found those, which was nice. And then but I didn't find the paper. The house ate the paper. I don't know. The house must have eaten the paper. Hang on, I'm gonna have to crawl under my desk to plug in my sewing machine. Got myself a grapefruit soda. I know it's probably not good for me, but I want it anyway. And I plugged in my sewing machine. We missed you, Tracy. We love you, girl. I've been thinking about you, and I saw you were back to filming on YouTube. Haven't gotten to watch any of your. I think I got to watch part of one of your videos on my phone when I was waiting to deal with some paperwork crap. And for those of you that are worried about my crazy rash on my arm, girls, I think it's stress. Stress and whatever I'm allergic to. And I can be known to be allergic to many things. So we miss you, Miss Tracy. We have been missing you. You don't have any sense of time. Girl, well, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. I have no sense of time either. Zero. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, I have no sense of time either, girl. Just doesn't work out that way for me either. I don't even know how many pages this journal has in it. I just wanted to sew a bunch more stuff on both sides and then sew it together. Then I'll make some tags. This is going to be probably like almost like a naked journal, you know? Almost like a naked one. I'm doing okay. I'm just stressed out from this whole moving thing. It's like so silly. You'd think I've never moved in my life, but I have many times. So how many of you guys are going to be doing Thanksgiving with your families? Are you cooking? Are you ordering food? It's just me and my hottie and our youngest, and we've kind of all had a general consensus that nobody wants to have a big cooking mess. Not to mention the fact that I don't know if I've given away all my pans, or I don't even know what pans I have left. I know I have a frying pan because I've been making bacon and eggs. That's been kind of the staple dinner, and breakfast, and I made some shrimp and green beans. So I know I have this skillet, right? But I don't think I have anything else. I honestly think I shipped it, shipped it or let it go, or you know what I mean. Maybe I'll put this one and then put this other paper there. So, what are you doing? Laurel says, just the family and you're cooking, and there'll be 5 of you. That's nice. 2 of my kids are coming and they're bringing food. Woohoo! So you're having a relaxed day? Oh, good for you, Leslie. Thanksgiving pizza for you. If I wasn't gluten intolerant, Tracy, that's what I would do too. So I think we may be having, I don't know, whatever they decide, I'll cook it. But you're only, you only eat the top. Good for you, girl, of the pizza. You're going to your mom's? Oh, nice. That's nice, Jamie. You guys, I have a whole bin of sari silk, and I'm like thinking, where is it? Where in the world is it? Because that would be really great. Because I found a roll of it in something, and that would be, if I could find all the others, because they're all these kind of vivid colors, that would be easier than me trying to find all these like coordinating vintage fabrics. Your kids won't be home for both holidays this year, so you're going over to your mom's. Oh, nice. You'll see your kids in January for a wedding. Congratulations to your son, Tony. That's awesome. That's super awesome. All right, I've got to find this. I know I have it. I saw it because I was going for my fabric. So I got to talk to myself so I can figure out where I put it. Love it. Well, my cousin called me a couple days ago and she asked me for our mom's recipe, my mom's recipe for just various things that we've all enjoyed over the years, because when we gather together for Thanksgiving, we would, my mom and her mom, and my mom was a great cook. And so we were just talking about like what some of our most memorable Thanksgiving eats were. And like I said, well, I love sweet potato casserole. I could probably make a keto version so I could still have that. I love stuffing. So I don't have a keto. If you guys have a keto bread recipe that you like enough that you would think would be good for stuffing, let me know. I don't have one yet. All right, you guys, hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can get this bin. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can find the rest of this sari silk so I can sew the rest of the bits on it. And then I'll go ahead and bind it. I wanted to bind it with red wax linen thread, but of course I can't find my red wax linen thread. So I guess I'm going to use brown or black or beige or whatever I have in wax linen close by. And you guys, have you guys experimented with five hole pamphlet stitch? I find it actually easier than a 3-hole. But anyway, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go see if I can find my ribbon. Barb! You're going to make wild rice stuffing? Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I should have asked Amanda. She has lots of keto recipes. Okay, I will. You do a 6-hole stitch, Shauna. Oh, awesome. I do the 5 holes easier. Hey, Miss Liz. Barb, we miss you, girl. All right, you guys give me 2 seconds. Chat amongst yourself. I'm going to see if I can grab this stuff of sari silk. Sorry, I can't even think what it's called. Well, jackpot. I didn't find all of it, but what I found is some stuff that I hadn't. I found a handful of it. And then I found these little journals. I don't even remember when I made them. It had to be a while ago. But I found these journals. Maybe I'll finish one of these and stick it in to the Defy auction. This was, I don't know when I made it. I don't know when I made it. But here's like a little quilt journal. Do you guys ever see some of your stuff and you go, when did I make that? Like, you can't even remember. I don't know when I made it, but yeah, maybe I'll send one of these too. This one's just kind of a cross between a junk journal and a, hey, Barb. Oh, oh, Barb, I love you, girl. You're awesome. And so this one I made out of a Maui no Koi magazine, and then this one I made out of a, I don't know what magazine this was, but I made it out of some magazine that had Easter eggs in it. Oh my gosh, you guys! And then this one I made out of a vintage crocheting magazine. Barb, we love you, girl. Oh, and this one has some stuff in it too. So, wow, I could send many more than I thought I could. We miss you. I'm telling you, I miss your drama free Friday, girl. My Fridays have been drama filled just from the whole moving thing. So, you guys, I don't know if I did a video on this. I think I made these flowers out of scrap and I put them on a piece of, obviously, I put them on a piece of box. So, what do you want to call it? A, stuffing box, I think it was. So I didn't find all my boxer ribbon, but I found a few, and then I found some that are on tags. I could take it off and sew them on here if I need to. We miss you, Barb, and girl, you're always in my thoughts and prayers. I'm sorry I've been a lousy friend lately. I've just been in my own overwhelm. I have like, guys, every single day it feels like I get up and I have the best of intentions, and then the day just gets away with me, and then we move on from there. No, this moment he's sitting there with his hat on and his sweatshirt hood up, pulled up, and pulled as tight as he can get it. Oh no. Oh girl. At least you can laugh about it. I don't know if I don't know that I could laugh all the time. I mean, I try to. You guys, if you saw my house, you would be like, "Girl, what are you doing?" No, I'd have to confess I don't know. I'd have to confess that. You can see his nose. Is it that cold? Is it that cold? Is it that cold? Is that why he has his sweatshirt pulled up all the way? Is it that cold where you are? Hi, Mary. No, it's not cold. You guys, memory care is like memory loss is so difficult. I mean, we would laugh at my father-in-law. He was convinced we lived in Jamaica. So when I, so when my part, when Blake finally put his dad in memory care, when you guys, I found the memory care out of desperation. It was like when he kept running away, and then his sister was like, "I'm going to the Bahamas," and like we were like, "We need help," It's like anyway. So we did our best, and then when he got into memory care, when Blake went to see him a couple times since he's been in there, maybe 3 or 4 times since he's been in there, he always introduces him as, "This is my son from Jamaica." You guys, that is what he does. He says, "This is my son from Jamaica." You guys, I'm like, "Dad," we used to tell him, "We live in Hawaii, Dad." He was living here with us. And he was like, he used to tell everybody, he was like, my son lives in Jamaica. And he was like, and then he used to say, "Wow, when we get back to America," and we were like, "Dad, this is America." He's like, "Nope." You're just like, okay, whatever. You just gotta let it go. Yeah. He was like, "Nope." And we'd be like, "No, Dad, Hawaii's been a state." "Nope." And he was like, and then his favorite thing, you guys, he was a health nut his whole life, okay? But it's the only thing I could get him to eat. And this sounds so terrible, but if you've ever taken care of somebody with memory care issues, you'll appreciate it. The only thing I could get the man to eat was a quarter pounder with cheese. And so I would call my partner and I would say, like, "What's going on?" Or, "How are you? How's your dad?" And I would say, "Has he eaten?" And he would say, like, "Nope, he won't eat. He didn't eat breakfast. He won't eat lunch, dinner. He won't, all the things. He won't eat anything." So I would stop by and I would get him a quarter pounder with cheese and some French fries. And I would take it home, put it on a plate, and only put half the French fries because he would get very upset. Put ranch dressing on the side. It had to be a quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles. Okay, he does not like pickles. Don't ask me what's going on with that, but that was what it was. And I could have cooked a pot roast and the man wouldn't eat it. And so we'd give him the quarter pounder with cheese, and he's like, "I'm not hungry," and he'd be like fussing or whatever. "I'm not hungry. I'm like, okay, don't eat or don't eat. It doesn't matter to me." I just put it on a plate and put it in front of him, and he was watching whatever sports or who knows, because he liked to watch all kinds of different stuff. So he was watching sports or anything, and he would eat it all. And so I just started doing it every day. It just became, I know it's so terrible, but I was like, he was tiny, he was thin anyway, very tall man, but very thin. And I was just like, I was like to Blake, I was like, "We got to get him to eat something. This is ridiculous." And anyway, so he would eat that. And so one day we were driving by and he goes, "I can't believe they have McDonald's in Jamaica." Like, whatever. Oh my God. Now, he would never have eaten McDonald's. You guys have to understand, he would never, ever, ever, prior to this memory care loss or memory care issues, ever in a million years eaten McDonald's. In a million years. So, guys, I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. All I know is one day at a time, one foot in front of the other, and just going with it. But yeah. Yeah, there's her email right there, Jamie. You can email her there. You guys, do you guys do this too? I use a, and I thought I had a piece of it because I was sewing on this journal all day yesterday. I use the priority mail envelopes for the Tyvek part. Oh, good. Here's the piece. Okay, so this is what I do. This is my trick, but you guys pipe in and tell me your tricks because you probably have them better than me. But when I'm sewing on paper, I always put a small piece of Tyvek behind whatever I'm sewing so that way it doesn't perforate the paper. Do any of you guys do that? So I'll put it like, I'll wedge it between I put it there and then If I was going to be fancy, I would glue it, but I'm not because I'm just going to sew this on here. Hey, Cheryl, you received your package. Oh, good. It works every time. Isn't that silly? It works every single time. So whenever you get those mail envelopes, don't throw them away. Don't throw them away. Yeah. See, so then it doesn't poke. I don't know how it works or what it does. It doesn't poke holes in the paper, and then I just go back and trim it. Trim this part, just so you don't see it. I mean, I don't. It's obviously still there, just so it's not like something you stick out and see. That's my trick. You guys share with me yours. I'm sure that you guys have better ones than I do. A couple of days ago, he asked me for he asked you for an F? What? Because he was tired of living in the dining room? What? No, it's good. It works every time, Laurel. I mean, and I use it like, okay, so say these, because these books are brittle. Say I was going to sell them, because some of them, let's see, did I sell all of them? Hold on. Some of them I did, because I've been so mindless. Okay, like this piece of music, I put it, there's Tyvek there too. It's in between like where, see, look, here you can see it on this page. Do you see? I put it in there, and then I happened to sew a piece there, and I did the same thing here. Do you see? It's got the piece of the mail thing, and and I put it all the way down, so it won't rip any of paper. And these are old books, like so. Yeah, that's my big 411. That's my big 411. There you go. There you go. That's my big tip. That is my big tip. Well, I think I've sewed so much in my life, Laurel, that my head is always thinking about like, and especially if you want to sew journals, like you could do the same thing if you wanted to sew a journal straight down the spine through your sewing machine, but put a piece of Tyvek. Put the Tyvek either, I probably would put it in two places. I would probably put it right behind the center page if I was going to sew it through wherever I was going to sew through, and then I put it between the book spine and I put it between the book spine and that too. Does that make sense? Especially while you're living in the dining room. Oh, Barb, I'm sorry, girl. You are the biggest trooper and the best person I know. So I can't even, girl, I love you, and I can't even imagine. I can kind of fathom what you're going through, but not completely. Not completely. If you guys took the tag book class that I gave during the Disabled Artist Foundation classes, this was the tag book that I made. And yeah, super, super easy, super fun. That's the tag book I made. With all the crazy tags. I just grabbed it because I saw it, but it also had all the sari silk and stuff off of it. And I thought, well, if I can't find the bin of sari silk, I can use that book. What did you say? Your dad. My dad was being really mean and having these spells, and he wouldn't remember them. And they put him on Zoloft. Oh, that's good that it helped him. Girls, I don't know. Dementia is definitely not for the faint of heart. See, Laurel, these are those things I was telling you guys about that had Darth Vader on them that I made into like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, because we were talking about it. Because who was it that made the little poker chip ones? Was that Kip? It is what it is. And but the other day said, "I love you, girl," and you said, "I'll take that." I don't know how you do it, Barb. I would be in tears. That was Michelle H. So I will look. I know I didn't throw all these away. So these were like little square, I don't know, chips or something that you, and I put a piece of tea dyed paper on the back and just a magazine, paper napkin decoupage on the front to make a tag. It was two L's that did it. So yeah, so that was what reminded me of her cardboard poker chips. It's so hard. Think about this. Think about how hard a relationship is anyway, even without the dementia part. And then you add the dementia part to it, and you're just like, what? I'm just like, ugh. I think the hardest part for me and for my partner, Blake, is that I've only known his dad about 10 years, but maybe longer. But, it's hard when all you remember is the person they were and you just see what it is now. And it's heartbreaking. It's really, really heartbreaking, because you're like, wait, I just want the person that I used to know. I want that person. I want that. I want that. I don't want this. I want that. I mean, I can't even imagine. It's like, I know for the two of us, that was the part that was the hardest. Hey, kid. Yeah. Most of the time, he's pretty sweet, and he's very. I have to tell you, we both went through this phase. It was like, even though I finally figured out like he would eat a McDonald's burger and I would go get that every day. Not that I'm a big proponent of feeding anybody that all the time, but he was so thin, and he was like, I don't think he was going on hunger strike, but it was kind of like he couldn't really control anything else in his life, so he was really focused on controlling. Like if I made like his favorite meal was meatloaf, and if I made it, he'd be like, I hate meatloaf. So I mean, we were just, you know, but we were just trying to get through. But both of us feel really strongly that the grief process with his dad for both of us was so it caught it. First of all, it caught me off guard because his dad wasn't my parent. Not that it mattered that he wasn't my parent, but I didn't ever anticipate to feel the way I felt with his dad. And the grieving, the grieving with his dad for me like was grieving the fact that I never really got to hang out with his dad. He would come and visit us and stuff, but I never really got to hang out with him when he was still in his right mind. Does that make sense? When he was like, I didn't get to really hang out with him then. So the hanging out and the caregiving that I was doing with him, I felt like and it wasn't necessarily rightfully so, but I felt like kind of deprived of the good part. Does that make sense? Like I was deprived of knowing the good part of him. Not that this is a bad part, it's just a different part. And so, but for Blake, it was really like it was really difficult. Like, and he's such a sweet man. It was really difficult because he was like missing his dad was his hero. He was like missing the hero part, and we both just had to treat it like his dad was somebody that his dad was somebody we knew, but we didn't know him anymore, or something like that. Does that make sense? I mean, probably like not making any sense at all, but In my head, I'm making sense. In my head, I'm making sense. In my head, I'm making sense. In my head, it makes complete sense. So that's what I mean. We were just both grieving that part. Like I was like, this really bites a big one. It's like I really, I mean, Blake and I've been together a long time, but as grown ups, you don't, especially because he was my second time around. I didn't really. I won't say that I didn't delve to know his family. I just didn't. I didn't have the same. We lived in Hawaii, and they all lived on the East Coast. You know what I mean? So it was just or something. I mean, we'd see his mother once a year when she'd come here, and we very rarely went to the East Coast. Like if we were going to go on a vacation, it wouldn't be there. Not because we don't love the East Coast. Of course, we love the East Coast, but it was just kind of like they'd rather come here. So I feel like for me, I was gypped of that, like gypped of knowing him in that way. Um, but for him, I know it was heart wrenching. I was like, he's not that person. Even if you want him to be, he just wasn't that person. So, I mean, he calls him once a week and that sort of thing. I don't even know. His dad still thinks we live in Jamaica, so that's kind of good. I mean, he holds on to that. But then he also like says stuff like, I don't know. He just says random stuff to us and we just go with it. Hi, Riri. It is a difficult thing to live with. It's hard. Shoni says, your dad will get up every morning and dress for church, and he can't remember what day it is. And now we're having a hard time to get him to buy a new suit for the wedding. Um, I'll just tell you what I learned and take it for what it is. Agree with everything they say. You can't go back to they don't have the same reasoning. So trying to reason with them in a way you reasoned with them before won't work. Never does. You have to just go on with it. And the best thing you can do, Joni, is just buy him a suit and just say, here you go, Dad. This is the suit you bought, and let it be. It's like yeah. We had to try to get his dad to buy a new pair of shoes. Okay, but I didn't. But Liz, it took me a little while. Like for a while, we were trying to like say, no, Dad, this is this, and so we just stopped correcting him. Just go with whatever it is, and then just like he's like, I'm not eating. Say, oh, okay, you're not okay. Thanks, and then just make him some dinner and set it in front of him. You know, um, the shoe thing became a little bit of an ordeal because I didn't know what size his dad's feet were, and he had this pair. Anyway, I told you guys about the time he ran away and then he walked so many miles he wore a hole in the pair of shoes. Uh, your sister fesses at your dad. This is the thing is they are not the same person that they were. So there's nothing you can do to go back and re-grab that. And the moment you know that, you just let it go because it's frustrating for them too. It agitates them. I just would go through like so the shoe thing became a bit of an ordeal. I told you guys ran away one day. He was gone for like I don't know 10 or 12 hours. It was horrible. He walked like 11 miles up the top of the mountain, and he walked 11 miles from our house. And he got a hole in his shoes, and he loved those shoes. And but he had a big huge hole in them, and we don't have like the regular shoe repair, and they weren't like kind of I don't know. Maybe they were shoes you could repair, but I was just kind of like, I got to get him a pair of shoes. So that became a whole ordeal and a power struggle for him because he wanted those old shoes, which I couldn't find them. I mean, they don't have it here. So it became a whole thing. So finally what I did we found a pair of shoes similar and I painted them the same color as his other shoes were. And I said, these are the other shoes you brought with you. You guys, it's like stupid. It's just like stupid. Your mom is so frustrated with him. She's asking the same question every day all day. I told her to think of him as a 5-year-old. You know how kids ask questions. That's really good. Oh no, Riri. In one of the live streams I did not that long ago, one of the Crafton chats, I don't. Blake's not here. He had to go to the grocery store. But we gave this link to this Alzheimer's thing. Let me see if I can find it. And you guys, it was so helpful. We took this training, and it's free. It's free. Let me see. And there was a lady that Blake worked with a lot. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, it was an invaluable resource because we could call her and we could talk to her. But this training that we took was like so profound. Blake did the whole thing of it. I just did little bits of it because I was here and he was on the mainland with his dad. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, it was so invaluable after we did it that it changed the way we all it changed the way we it changed the way we dealt with them. And it really changed a lot of things. And I cannot tell you guys enough how much just that helped us. Let me just see if I can find it where it was. We talked about it. Where is it? I thought I put it in the chat. I think it was like the end of October when we did it. And guys, I don't know. Where is it? If I can find it, or if he gets home while I'm still crafting, I'll put it in the chat. It was, you guys, it was such a big deal, and it changed everything in the way that we approached him and how we thought of it in terms of like what he was really going through. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. Why can't I find that? I hate that. Anyway, when he gets back, I'll put it back in the chat and everything. I'll find it. It was hugely helpful for me and for him. But I would suggest anybody take it because it's for us. Okay, so we were experiencing a different type because there's not all dementias are the same. Not all and I didn't know that. Like I did not know. Penny, as soon as he gets back, because you guys, he's so sweet. We ran out of coffee. We ran out of milk for coffee. Got our cream for coffee. So he was like, I'll go get you the coffee cream. I'll put it in there. Let me just hang on a second. Let me see if he wrote it to me. Let's see. I'm just going to ask him, hey, can you send me? Anyway, she's very helpful. And she's part of a big organization, and it's a nonprofit, so it doesn't cost anything. But I mean, we would talk to her all the time about, or Blake would, about like different stages he was in. And she really helped us to understand that not everybody's dementia is the same or memory loss is the same. That even to people that have the same type of like Alzheimer's or whatever, they may not experience it the same. The training was so helpful, and it's free. Okay, it is free. And it was incredibly helpful. It changed how we started, it changed how we saw things, it changed how we were looking at things. It also helped both of us in the coping part, which I found the most challenging, was trying the coping dealing with his dad and the day-to-day um the day-to-day stuff that you deal with a person with you deal with each other anyway, but this was definitely like more of a, it was just like, it was like tips and tricks rather than, tips and tricks. I guess that's the best way I can put it. But it really worked. But I will get it for you guys. I will. And you guys can always message me on Facebook if I can't find, if he hasn't come back before our stream is done, and I will send it to you. I agree with you, Riri. I do. You have Jane's phone number? Yes, that's what I'm looking for, Liz. And can you put also, yes, put Jane's phone number in there. And can you put the link to, she first told us to watch a YouTube video, which I can't remember what it is, but Blakewood, but I think we put it in that. And I think it was it Alzheimer's.org? What was it? I can't remember. Anyway, all I wanted to tell you was that that was the most helpful thing that we did. And it really it helped us in so many ways. It helped me not to take every single thing that he was doing personally, because it's hard when you've only known somebody in their sane and right mind, and then suddenly they don't have that mind, and then you're dealing with them, and then, okay, there you go. You didn't grab the link. Okay, that lady, that's her job. Her name is Jane, and you can tell her that Blake sent you, Blake Good, and she can point you to the right direction or tell you when the trainings are. Now, she's on the East Coast, but it's a nationwide organization. So it is. Liz, what day was it? I can go back and look in the chat, but I just can't remember what day the stream was, because it was like, I don't remember. Guys, every day goes into a different day. So take that number, you guys, and you can just tell her you were referred, and if she can't help you in your area, she can direct you to where you can be. But she could also, and she's so sweet, guys. That is her job. And she is the kindest, sweetest woman. And she really helped us through a lot. She did. She was so helpful. She was definitely like the kindest, sweetest woman. And it helped us, it helped us so much. It really did. It really helped us a lot. Like, it helped us so much that we didn't even have to, like, she really talked with us about when to know when it's time to, like, let go, like when it's time to, like, put them in a facility. She talked about the toll it took on us as a family, and how to know when we've had enough. She talked with us about just different behaviors and changes that we would see in him, that what those were indicators of, or could be indicators of. It was all in all, can I just tell you, it was so helpful. It was incredibly helpful. That's all I can say. Joni, I think your link. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Yes, hang on. Let me make you a mod. So sorry, Joni. Here, hold on. Let me make you a mod, and then you can put it in there. Hang on, add a mod. Okay, Joni, now you can add it. Yeah, put it back in there. You know what? It made us both feel like we weren't alone. It also made us both feel like, well, we weren't completely crazy in the stuff that we were going through. But it also, like, prepared us. Like, there was stuff that I didn't know and he didn't know, and it was very helpful all around. That's all I can say. And the fact that she was so kind and understanding and sweet and loving and caring, it was helpful. It was so helpful. Because some days he would run away and I had to go to work. It was like, and he ran away a few times and we were all out looking for him. And then I could only miss so many days of work, right? So yeah, it was helpful all in all. So whoever buys this journal from Defy, know that it was made with love. It's just my scrappy way. Just cut and paste it back in there, Joni. There you go. You did it, girl. There you go. Training. That's the website. But now you have Jane's number. You guys can call her, tell her where you live, what area, and ask her to help you find the resources near you. Guys, it was so helpful. It was like, it was just like talking to somebody that knows what's going on. You're like, and I haven't slept in days. And I mean, we had all kinds of stuff because he kept running away. So we stopped sleeping for a while. My partner would sleep outside his bedroom door, and we had the whole house like, rigged up like you would if, like, do you remember the Home Alone things with the tin cans and all those like things you saw in the movies? We had that kind of stuff rigged up in our house, okay? Because it was like it was serious. It was serious for us. It was serious for us. We had to. We didn't have a choice. We had to. All right. I do need some more of these prints. I do need to look because I mean I like the Sari silk ribbon, and I could go and iron some of it so it sticks out more. But I do need to find. The problem is that I thought that I had saved some bits and pieces from this, but maybe this was the only quilt block that I had that was this color, and so I didn't have any of the original fabrics. Thank you, Joni. You're awesome. Well, so, you just have to agree with everything they say. It's better if you just agree with it all. It works out much. This is just what I learned that worked for me. Agree with everything that he said. Not get upset when he wouldn't do things that would have been beneficial to him too, like eating or whatever. To not take it personally. To change the subject, like to divert it, like you would a small child, like a distracted child. Um, those things worked. I mean, those are some of the things that we did. No, Penny, it is I get it, girl. It was so hard. It was like I don't know. And then I started thinking back like on my grandmother, my dad's mother had a form of dementia after she had a stroke. And I started thinking back about that and how and what we did, because you don't really remember until you're going through it again, and then you're just like, wow. um and she had a caregiver. I mean, my dad only took care of her on the weekends because he worked, but it was hard. Linda, oh, my Miss Linda, how are you, girl? I love you and I miss you. I think yesterday I was really thinking about you, and I was going to call you, but guys, every day for me, one day runs into the next. Okay. No, they don't choose it, Penny. No, of course they don't. Not only did they not choose it, but we don't choose it either. Like, we don't want that for them. Nobody wants that for their person ever. So I mean, it's a lot of different things. Nobody wants it for their person. So yeah, they didn't plan on. It's like Blake's dad was a veterinarian, a big animal vet, you guys. He was like so sweet. He's he was the sweetest man, and he had such a compassionate heart. No, he would never dream to like. And what's really telling is we have a friend who has a child with severe autism, and his dad. No, it was one of Blake's childhood friends, um, and so his dad. I don't know what we were talking about, but his dad was there, and we were talking about the little boy. He's not little now; he's grown, but he doesn't speak. And anyway, he's very sweet, and the dad does amazingly well with him, Blake's friend. And his dad and in one of his lucid moments said, when I was growing up, he said, we would not have let any, he said, you were always told to never let anything destroy your nuclear family when it comes to caregiving. And this is like one of his moments, like where he was lucid. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, Dad. And he was like, I think it's commendable that this friend of theirs takes care of this little boy, whether he's a grown man now. But his dad was like, I wouldn't want to burden anyone like that. If that was me, I'd want to be put in, I would want to be institutionalized. And both Blake and I were just shocked. We were like, what? But in one way, what he was saying to us was like, because he was having his lucid moment, right? Was it's okay if you have to put me in a memory care facility, because I was the one that was feeling super guilty about it. I was like, we should try to take care of him for as long as we can. Um, that's just the way I was raised, you guys. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's, and we did try, but I'm just saying that's how I was raised. So, but for his dad in that lucid moment to say, that was kind of telling on how he would approach things. You got to run. Love you, Jamie. We love you, girl. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you. I'm sorry for like not getting my shizzle together to do my sale. I will do it tomorrow. I will definitely have my shizzle together then. We love you, Jamie. But it was just really telling. It was really telling that his dad would say that to us, because I don't, and honestly, I can't tell you what made him say it. It wasn't like we had even, or what made him lucid enough to even have that conversation about like he would never want to be a burden on somebody or whatever. We were both shocked. I was like, okay, who is that talking? I was like, I don't know who was that. Who is that? He was like, I know, right? So, yeah. We both laughed about that. We love you, Jamie. You're such a great friend, and I appreciate you more than you know. You have no idea. Okay, let's see. Because I know it doesn't need all this, but I want it. I liked it better. When I made my daughter one. Of course, I really didn't think too much about making. I didn't think about her so much. I just made it, and I made it last minute because she wasn't sure she wanted to even whatever, kids. So I would like some more, but I don't know where my other fabrics are. So it's getting there. It doesn't have enough proof for me yet, but I'm working on it. Aw. Linda says her daughter said that her patients in memory care can see sensitive to people who are caring for them. They're sensitive to people. That's awesome. Some of my fabrics are at your house. Oh, Petty, I'm glad. Right. Thank you. Thank you guys for adding. I don't have as many fabrics as I had the last time, but I do have, I think, a good 2 bins worth of fabrics and trims and you guys, it's all random and eclectic. So don't even like think you're going to come and get like whatever. It's not like that, but I'll definitely have it all for tomorrow. And then I just found some random stuff. It was like, I found a bin with like, I don't know, random stickers and embellishments and stuff. And so I made some packages of those. And then I have I have some Chinese cooking magazines that are really cool that I found that I have. I have a handful of, but more than just one. And oh, I have 3 or 4 cabinet card books. If anybody's into those, I have those. I have like 3 or 4 of them that I really love. Um, and I found a handful of old books that I was saving, like were in a special box. I guess I was like deciding on what I was going to do with them. And then I have a ton of scrapbook paper. So if anybody's interested in that, you can let me know. I may just do some boxes, like what do you call it? Random destash boxes. And, it's better than going through every little paper pack. But I don't know. We'll see how far I get with it. I agree, Riri. Her daughter is wonderful. Okay, I would like some red. I need something red. The only red I could find was this red satin. Guys, one point I made a red and blue. It was satin. I made a red and blue quilt that was satin. It was ridiculous. Don't ever try to. Sewing satin is just silly. It's super difficult and silly. So I could use some red. I have one little bit of orange. I guess I could put a little bit more orange. And I need some, I don't have any green. Yeah, I definitely have no green. I think the only green pieces I have are like kind of like dark green. Yeah. Let me see if maybe I put green on this thing. I think this will be like the first holiday I think we've ever had in the years we've lived here that I won't be cooking, but it's also the first holiday that I think we don't have at least some of our more than one of our children here. So that was like, wow, like we've really, we've like managed to managed to have the kids around all the time, but this one is just not. It's not as. It is what it is, you guys. You know what I mean. Maybe I'll make a ruffle out of this and put it on one of the pages. Good night, Laurel. We love you, girl. You leaving? Sleep good. We love you. 5 a.m. comes early. The journal's looking so much better, right, Laurel? Yes. Thank you for your advice yesterday. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. I think this life is like a trick. I think it's like a trick. I think it tricks us all into thinking that I don't know. Doesn't it sometimes feel like a trick to you guys? I can't be the only one that thinks like that the joke's on me. Do you guys ever feel that way? Go. This is a tricky month. The joke's on me. All right. This one's definitely going to need some sort of like paper on it because this is the thinnest. Sometimes when you dye paper, do you find like the textures become like so frail and thin? Like, depending upon the paper, of course. Depending upon the paper, of course. Maybe what I'll do is I will. You're OCD. Laurel, you're awesome. Laurel have you guys ever seen how detail oriented her stuff is? It's amazing. Like she really goes like the extra mile, really the extra mile times a million. Her stuff is always comes out so beautiful. You can you can give me some advice with your OCD any day, Laurel. Good night, Linda. Love you, girl. I'm so happy to see you. I've been thinking about you. Happy Thanksgiving. I've been thinking about you. I promise when I get myself a little bit more intact, I'll call you. Because it's like some days I feel like my life is not my own. How many of you guys have that feeling too? I'm like, whose life is this? This isn't what I planned on. This isn't my what I planned. What's going on here? It's my life right now. It's like so silly. I want more green at the top. And I went ahead and sewed the ruffle ones because I didn't want to. We love you, Linda. We miss you. Yeah, check it out, Linda. I mean, it's like you would enjoy it. If we're talking about the crafting channels, Laurel's and Michelle's, yeah. I invite you guys to subscribe to each other. I mean, we have such a wonderful community here that we miss out on stuff when we and hanging out with each other is so cool. I mean, it'd be like if we were like together doing a quilting bee or something. It'd be awesome. Well, my trick worked on this one. Do you guys how many of you guys sew paper and have had a hard time to keep, like when you're sewing fabric to paper or whatever? I'm telling you, this really works. Use your I'm just using a recycled post office envelope, a priority mail, a Tyvek envelope. You can also get Tyvek tape, though I don't know if that'll gum up your needles. It could. But it works. Especially you can sew through just about anything. When I figured it out was like years ago when I was making a journal for somebody, like it was like for a swap or something, and I was making it little journal, and I thought I don't have time, and I was like, let me just sew it on my sewing machine, and I sewed through it, and it perforated the paper. So then I was like, oh no. So then I just I had one of these express mail envelopes there, and I stuck it in there in between. It can be a FedEx envelope too. Because I used to have a whole stash of that. I would get it from a friend who worked at FedEx. They they when they open up all their stuff every day, and they have lots of things that comes to them from corporate headquarters, and they send it through in those FedEx envelopes. So she used to save me. Oh my gosh! And then I had another friend who worked worked at another shipping company here, and she would save me all of her postage on all the express mail postage used envelopes. She would save those for me, and they were awesome. And so I have a good stash. I don't really have them. I think I have two now. I mean, I haven't. I think I have two left out of my out of my stuff. But it works. It really works with your fabric. It totally, absolutely works every time when you're sewing fabric to paper. I only have these sort of bulky scissors, so I can't. I'm gonna. All right. Let me do this one. Off to the Larrikin snooze. Night, Riri. We love you, girl. Yeah, check out the channels. Yeah, if you haven't hung out with Michelle Scott, you would love her. She's hilarious. You guys will love her. She's a fabulous crafter. She makes some beautiful, beautiful journals. And she does all kinds of mixed media, and she does shabby chic and all kinds of fun things. I just want to cut off some of these strings, but I don't want to. I want to make sure I tie a knot in them so I'm not, so they don't come undone. I'm sorry, I'm not reading. Yes, her crazy amount of details is awesome. I agree with you, Kip. And Laurel's work is beautiful. Okay, she does beautiful, beautiful pieces. Go over and check out her channel. She does beautiful work. You guys know me. I'm like the down and dirty crafter. I'm like the craft as you go. Maybe I have an all. I'm just pulling both strings to the front so I can tie them. Good night, Barb. We love you. It's so nice to see you, and know that you're always in my thoughts. You have a friend at a bank who saves the envelope for you? You were so tickled to have somebody until you realized one legal size envelope lasts for months. Yes, I agree. Guys, you know what I found today? My stuff is so bad, and I thought I'd like gotten rid of it or made stuff with it. Found a huge bag, or it was actually one of those plastic. You know what you get? Like sometimes you get like sheets in. They come in those plastic things with a zipper. I found one today filled with all sorts of patterned security envelopes. You know how much I love that. I was like, oh. So I guess I'll go through and take out a handful and then pass the rest on to someone else. Not that I don't want to use them, because I do. You know how much I love them. But 2 suitcases, you guys. 2 suitcases. 2 suitcases. That is what I'm taking with me. Two suitcases, and that is it. So 2 suitcases. I got to get my hoard down to the 2 suitcases. Guys, I don't even remember where I had this piece of paper, so I'm gonna have to like go back through and figure out where I put it. And how silly is that? All right, well, that's not necessarily a good place. I'm gonna put it in the front. Definitely need some stuff in the back though. I can't believe I missed the white elephant thing. You guys, I'm just so sorry. I'm like, I am not myself. Well, it's looking a little better. At least that's kind of got a tiny splash of green. Now I just need some more back here so that you see it from both sides. I would like some red. I don't have any red. Who doesn't have red? How close am I to 2 suitcases? Well, I'm fairly close, Tammy. I mean, I don't have a lot of clothes, and obviously I don't need all these summer clothes. I mean, I only have like 2 pair of long pants. I do have like some nice dressy clothes because I used to run a business. So I have a few pairs of those. But I think now I am. I mean, he shipped me a couple of boxes of books, which I'm appreciative of, and I have 1 box of household stuff that I sent to myself, and I'm probably going to have 1 box of crafting supplies, like just my paintbrushes and jelly plate and some pliers, that kind of thing, jewelry tools, that stuff. Oh, I do have a big box of jewelry supplies. Like if I go back to metal smithing, has metal and has a lot of different things, tools and things to, the heads for my acetylene tank and the gauges and that. I have a box of that. I'm getting close. Our daughter's definitely got her 2 suitcases, and we did mail 1 box of her stuff to her. Um, I think I'm certain he's got his 2 suitcases. I mean, well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I mean, I just don't have if I didn't have a love for this craft supplies, I could probably just bag them all up and let them go, but it's like, if you've t it's really sweet. My partner said this to me, and I have to say he was very in tune with it. He said he said, "You know, you the things that you've brought home or you've loved up," he said, "they're like," he said, "if you think about a painter and the painter makes a stroke, right?" He said, "All of your things, because you use them in your artwork, are like that stroke, but you don't know when you're gonna make that stroke. So you maybe you have this ribbon or you have that fabric because you can see the potential of what it could be, but you don't know when you're going to use it." He said he goes, "I get it, you know?" So I appreciate the fact that he gets it. I know, right? I did get a lot done. I changed the whole cover, Kip. Changed the whole cover. I do have to find a paper that's going to go on the inside here. And I do have to I cannot find I don't know if I packed my crocodile, but I would like to put like a grommet and like hang dangle or something, but it's hard to part with your art supplies. They do become part of you. You're absolutely right. That's it in a nutshell, girl. It in a nutshell. Your art supplies become part of you. That is exactly what it is. Yes, you were live with me, and yes, we did get a lot done. I had a wonderful time. I felt so grateful to be included. I was not myself, though. I was not myself. I couldn't think. I could not think. Yesterday, I had a hard day. I don't know what it was. And you made some beautiful things, Kip. You make beautiful stuff. Mine's like down and dirty. You guys all craft so beautifully. My crafting is like down and dirty, recycled crafting. Yeah, I don't know what I did with I wish I had thought about this prior to, like, I wish I planned it out, but I didn't. You weren't yourself last night either. I was not myself. Yesterday was really hard for me, and I don't know why. I mean, nobody did anything. There wasn't like any big monumental anything, but it was just a really, really difficult day for me. I don't know. Can't even tell you why, but it was. It was ridiculous, and it was difficult. I had a ridiculously difficult day. I will not lie. It was ridiculously difficult. For no reason. For zero reason. Zero reason. It was great watching. I was just, normally I'm much more chatty. I was like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't, it was so, I guess I was just processing like all kinds of stuff internally that I wasn't even aware that I was. Does that make sense? I think I want these big flowers. I was just processing all kinds of stuff yesterday. And I did sell some things yesterday, and I'm grateful to all of you that came and bought all my stuff. But it was did I sell things yesterday? You guys, I can't even remember. The days just kind of go. Days kind of run together for me, and that's horrible, but they do. They just kind of it's like for no rhyme or reason, but they just clash together. Maybe yesterday I didn't sell. Maybe it was the day before. Because I don't know anymore. I can't even remember. Is that terrible? I was just not myself. Hi, Linda. Yes, he does understand me. Yeah, I did sell things yesterday. I saw my dies. Maybe that's why I had a hard time because I love those things. It's like so silly, right? It's so silly. And some of them I hadn't even used, okay? I had thought of using them. I had thought of using them. Anyway, it was you guys are so sweet to me. I appreciate it. Yesterday was rough for me though. I don't know. It was so silly, but it was rough. I had a rough day. I don't know. It was like it was rough. I don't know if it was the purging of things or if it was just I don't know. I promise you guys I'll get everybody invoiced as soon as possible. Yesterday I spent the day crafting afterwards, and so I didn't invoice anyone, but I will. I have a whole bit. I'm looking at the dies over here. They're like calling to me, going, "Send me out, send me out, send me to my new home." He was hilarious. So yesterday, cutting out all that stuff, you guys, he's got the best sense of humor. I don't know anybody else, but he totally he has the best sense of humor. He does not take it personally, and he goes with it. I know sometimes he thinks that I'm. He's just great. He's so silly. Maybe I'll use someone at that red piece. It was just silly. Yesterday was a hard day for me. It was so silly. It didn't even need to be hard, okay? But it was. Okay? It was my hard day. It was so silly, but it was. It was so ridiculous. Yes, it does make sense. Kip says it's also a great time to start anew with who you are as a crafter today versus who you were when you gathered some of your things. It makes sense. Definitely makes sense. You guys, I don't think I'll ever give up using recycled art. So using recycled things as art supplies, because that honestly for me, it gives me joy. You loved him making the tiny gift bag, and he goes, "Where do you put your finger?" I know. He was so funny. He was like, "You guys, he's such a good sport. You have no idea. He is such a freaking good sport. He did not know where to." He was like, "What in the world?" And he was like, "Where do you put your fingers in this? How do you make it?" He's like, "Where? What do you put in it?" Liz, he is hilarious. I wish I could tell you. You guys should see like some of the things that my kids put him through. Our kids have not been easy on him in any way, shape, or form. They have not been easy on him. They drag him from pillar to post, and they are difficult. My kids and his kids, they're just difficult. He just rolls with it. He doesn't even flinch. He does not even flinch. He just rolls with it. He's like, okay. I get all upset. Like when they do stuff to me, I'm like, whatever, blah 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 to that. Then he's just like, whatever. He's like, I don't care. He's like, their loss. He's very sweet, guys. He doesn't. You guys have to realize sometimes the stuff that he's singing it for the first time. He's singing it for the first. He is a trooper. He's singing it for the first time. So he's like, because I said to him, he goes, "What can I do to help you?" You guys, I think. Oh my god. He's like, "What can I do to help you?" And yesterday I was like, "Cut all the dye." I was like, you know, do that. And he was like, right, Linda, it makes you love them more. It makes you love them completely more, right? When they're like patient with your person, and yeah, it makes you love them more. It makes me love him more, and he's great with our kids. And our kids have not, our kids, please, our kids could use a few like give your parents a break lessons. Does that make sense? I'm gonna sew this one to this back page. It makes me love him more. It's like he didn't have to deal with he doesn't have to deal with like he didn't have to do it. You know what I mean? But he did, and he loved our kids, and our kids were not easy. They were not easy. Our kids were not easy in the least bit. They were not easy, and they also were not, I don't want to say they were unkind, but they weren't like, they didn't have their best manners forward, put it that way. Uh, but we only have one still at home, so we've done a good job. 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and they still have all their fingers and toes. We're out of 5, and they all still have their finger. They were difficult. My kids were not. I don't know. My kids were not neat, not nice all the time, like even. Although, can I tell you, like I think this is the true sign of a really good step parent. So our oldest daughter is married, and her husband, he didn't have a father. His father, I don't remember exactly what happened to his father, but he didn't grow up having a father. So, and they've been together a long time. They've been together like 15 years, and she's 29 and he's 32, I think. He's 32, I think. Anyway, they weren't here during Father's Day. I think they were living in Puerto Rico at that point. They both called him on Father's Day to wish him a happy Father's Day. And I was so touched by that. I was touched by it. It was, they both called him separately. Like, I don't know if they talked to each other or whatever, but they both called him separately. And so that I was really touched by it. I said, wow, and then I'm thinking, you know what? He was a great stepfather to my kids. They may not know it because they don't really even know what a step parent. They only have their experience, but he was a really great step parent to my children. But I thought that was really telling. That was really telling that they both called him separate from each other to wish him happy Father's Day. So that was very sweet. And my kids are not like that. Okay, let's get something clear. I was raised where, like, you definitely called your grandmother and mother and father and on all those holidays. My kids, like, I don't know, maybe it's just the whole millennial thing, but my kids were not. They were not always like, you know what I mean? I could say, please send a thank you card, and they could look at me blurry-eyed. Do you know what I mean? So, you hope your kids know, but please. I think I had no clue. I had no clue. Like, if my mother said to me, you call somebody, I did it. I didn't give her any, like, grief. But I don't think millennials work the same way. Just saying, I don't think they work the same way. Okay, at least that one has like a little bit of something on the back. Still have to find my inside page, and I would like a few more things on the side. I would like I can iron this one. I would like some green. It needs some green. I don't even know if I have any green. So makes you think you did. Yes, exactly. It makes me think I didn't script so bad after all. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head right there. You try. You're like, please be kind, or whatever kind of things you tell your kids, right? But you never know if it sticks. It's when your adult kids that actually start adulting. You hit the nail on the head. You're absolutely right. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be futzing so much with this, but I don't know. I guess it's fine. I would like a few more things, and I have to figure out what kind of paper I'm going to put in the front. the paper, and I don't even know. It does have some pockets. I got to go glue in the pockets, and then I guess I'll just make some blank tags, and it'll just be a swirl I can make a journal. Yeah, I'm grateful that my kids are finally adulting or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. There was a time there where I wasn't so sure. There was a time there where I wasn't so sure. I was like, okay, this may not happen. Maybe I'll go ahead and bind it. No, I need the paper. I need to decide what paper I'm going to put there. Yeah. Let me see if I have another piece of this dyed paper that I made somewhere. Guys, I have so much stuff on this little table. It's like a nightmare. These are envelopes. Just need like one piece of paper. I have to decide. I'm going to put like a colored piece, or I have this blue one, but it's not big enough. I don't have enough for both sides. That's why they were asking me if I found my paper, because yesterday I was like, I know, like maybe a month ago, I dyed a whole bunch of paper because I thought I was going to have to make my niece a wedding journal, and I was going to make, and I dyed all this paper. Like I spent like a whole day dyeing paper, not just one or two sheets. I think I did like 500 sheets. Okay. And yesterday I went to look for it and I cannot find it. You guys, I have no idea where I put it. And it's like, it makes absolutely no sense that I would, it makes no sense that I wouldn't have, I remember thinking, okay, I'm going to put this paper up somewhere where I remember where it is. I'm going to put it up in a safe place. And then auction time Eastern. Tomorrow, Val, probably Hawaii time. I'll probably do it. Valerie, I'm guessing I'm going to try to do it at like noon Hawaii time, which will be what, 5 o'clock Eastern time. If I can get on a little earlier before, then I will. So that's what I think. He said, how could we be putting, you know what he's been doing, you guys? We probably could have been gone by now if it wasn't for me and all my craft supplies. And it's just been the emotional release of them. It hasn't actually been like, I think that, honestly, yeah. I wonder if this glue is any good anymore. So I can't find my paper. So if you guys, hear my neighbors yelling at their kids, oh, I'm not going to miss that either. How about you, Val? Are you going to miss it? All right, this glue is probably not the right glue. It does not look like, I need to find a permanent glue stick. That's what I need to find. Not that this is a permanent glue stick, but the glue, you guys, I don't know whether it's because we live in the tropics and it's so humid and whatever, but glue it doesn't do the same things as glue other places does. I need one glue stick, and it has to be like a good one. Of course, I don't see one. Hey, I'm still doing my lecture. Can you give me she's eating bacon? Can you find me a glue stick, but not a water soluble one? I'm trying to finish my journal.
red label on the super stick or whatever it is.
Yeah. I thought there was might be some out there. I don't see any here.
I'm boxing stuff up though. I mean, that's the problem. Is that yes, there was some, but I think I may have actually boxed up and taped up.
Yeah, but I must have more than one glue stick. You can't have
Yes,
box
but not the
them.
ones necessarily that are the permanent ones.
I just need one. I must have one. And all the stuff I have, I must have one glue
Yeah,
stick.
I had an entire Ziploc baggie full of those things, and yes, they getting shipped, so I put them into the bag. Put them into the boxes.
Well, this one doesn't work. Do you see it's like gumming
That's
up?
the kind that I'd seen somewhere, but
Yeah, but that glue gums up.
Boxes for this because I put them inside boxes.
No. But I'm sure that I must have some in some of these containers around here. Is my point.
Well, that's possible. Let me turn the light on so I can see it all better. I'll get a look. I saw one down inside something today. Hang on. I think there might be one up front.
Okay, well the other thing is if you found my other glue, the wet glue, the good glue. See, he's packed up my glue sticks, you guys. It's like what can you do? Hi, Mary Kay. You know who will take, I don't know about on your, I'm sure on your island, and they'll pick it up is the Boys and Girls Club. They were here. Oh, you have no idea.
Extreme.
That's perfect.
So I think the extreme is going to be.
That's perfect.
It feels like it's alive. What else did you want? You wanted your glue, the glue box?
No. This is good enough. I don't need it now.
Yeah,
you found that. No, Valerie, they wouldn't take it here either. They were like, yeah, we've had a hard time getting people to take donations. But not the Boys and Girls Club. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Hawaii will take it. Remember that we used to have a thrift store here that was run by them called Savers. I think you guys have those on Oahu? Anyway, they would come and pick up. I know they still are sending out solicitations for pickups here, so I'm sure that they'll pick up there. Even though the thrift store itself is closed, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Hawaii will definitely pick it up because they're like a whole connection of a whole bunch of other thrift stores that they sell to and work with. So yeah, I don't. I know that. I'm sorry, you guys, coughing. I know because of COVID here, a lot of places stopped picking up anything. And so we've had to it's been a whole thing. It was really a whole thing for us here. Yeah, they stopped picking. COVID really put a big kibosh on a lot of things here because, quite frankly, they don't have the resources, the people to work. You know, a lot of people during COVID, and I don't know how many of you guys are aware, but moved out of the islands because they just couldn't afford it. I mean, many of us work multiple jobs just to live here, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to re-glue it down. It just was like a little off-center, driving me a little crazy. And I'll go back and glue the edges around with fabric glue. But I'm not going to do the centers and that part with fabric glue. Anyway, yeah, so they don't have employees. So that's why I think they closed here. The employees and the rents, the rents are the crazy high ridiculousness here. I don't know about you, Val, but that's what's going on here. But I know that they are still picking up stuff because they send out these bags. I don't know, did they do this on Oahu? They send out these bags, they drop them off at your door and they say, and we'll be back to pick them up. If you have a donation, please leave it curbside by your mailbox. Do you guys have that? So they're still doing that here. So I know for sure that they're taking. Guys like my burnishing action with the glue, the head at the top of the glue stick. Hi, Michelle. Yes. Hey, girl. Let me see. You got it. No, they'll pick it up. I think the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Hawaii will pick it up. I gave that girl a scepter. She's awesome. Oh my gosh. This is my burnishing powers. Val girl, if I wasn't over my head with all my own stuff, I'd have come over to help you. Because girl, I know what it would have been like to have somebody to come help me. It has been crazy, crazy, crazy. The power of the burnishing. Michelle, type again because I made you a moderator. Type again and see if it's it's crazy. Yay! Power, power, power. What did you say, Mary Kay? You're trying to cure your sinus cold. You know, I had a sinus thing going on. You know what I did is I have this thing called Sinurance. Do you guys ever see that? It's kind of like a neti pot, but it's not. It's like a bottle that has like a big it's a plastic bottle and it has a big nozzle on the top, and you put it up to your nose and it'll push water up one side and down the other like a neti pot, but you fill it with like distilled water and this salt solution. So I did that like 3 days in a row. It made me feel better. She's collecting power. You're right, Kip. She's collecting power. She's collecting power. Guys, love my burnishing tools. I got some burnishing tools. Sisters. Got some burnishing tools. Burnish, burnish, burnish. So I can cut it straight or cut it even or cut it with the page. I will go back with my Fabri-Tac and I will put a little dab of glue around the side. Hot lemon water with cinnamon and honey. Oh, that sounds good too. Well, I hope you cure yourself before your day tomorrow, Mary Kay. You're winding down for the day. I hear you, girl. I had every intention of doing my son. The guy next door started doing his air compressor, and it's just more than I could take. But I will do it tomorrow. I'm guessing around noon Hawaii time, which is like 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the only other thing I'm going to do, hopefully I'll be done. And the only other thing I'm going to do after that is if I have a lot of stuff left, is I'll do some flat rate boxes, like surprise me kind of flat rate boxes. Hey, Miss Laura, how are you, girl? Oh my gosh. Oh, Michelle, I'm so excited for you. What kind? Have you picked it out and everything? Have you picked out what type? You don't know, but tomorrow's the day. Oh, good. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for him. You have to look Monday and Tuesday. I hear you, girl. I would like to come on tomorrow and tell you guys that I'm fully packed and ready and loaded out of here. That would make me like super excited, but I don't think that's actually going to happen, but we'll see. All right. So I will go back around and glue with some fabric glue. Well, sleep good, Miss Michelle, and I'm excited. I can't wait to hear and see what you get. I'm like, that is going to be so stellar. All right, it goes like, let's see, which way do the pockets go? It goes like this. All right, guys, it's getting down there. It's getting down to the wire here. We're almost done. I just got to like find a few more fabrics. Maybe iron this one. Find a few more that I like. And so I can have some more bits and pieces on that side. And then I am done. I'm going to go ahead and I guess I just need to make some tags for it. Hopefully I have, well, let's just hope I already have some made so that I don't have to like deal with that. Yes, good luck tomorrow, Michelle. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for you. I hope you feel better, Mary Kay. That is like, sinus infections are horrible. They're so debilitating. It's like, makes you feel exhausted. And so, yes, debilitated and exhausted. So I just have to finish sewing that. I just have to sew it, and I have my trusty awl here, so I've got that. Because I forgot I even made these. I know I made them for a sample, for class. So, just showing that you could use other things for your journaling, like a Maui magazine. And this was some batik fabric that I got. Sweet dreams, you're off to bed. Good night, Mary Kay. We love you, girl. I also have this one. I had a whole bunch of them. I didn't even know. Is that crazy or what? So if you guys want to collect one of my little journals, you got to head over to the Defy auction in the middle of December. And second Saturday in December and get one. Yeah, this is fabric on the outside and paper on the inside. Yes. The same with this one. Fabric on the outside, paper on the inside. Yeah, these are kind of like traveler's notebook style size. So you can, you know what I mean? You can put them inside if you're a traveler's notebook kind of person, you could use them as like a monthly traveler's notebook insert or one of those things. Yep. You want the orange one? This one? This one, Laura? Well, I'm going to send them all over to Defy. So it'll be on the second. It'll be the second Saturday from noon to 5. And I'm sure they'll all be very reasonable. I think she's doing, I don't know if she's auctioning them or if she's flat pricing them something low. They look a little wider than a traveler's notebook. Where's my ruler? Well, this one might be because of the lace. But the book itself, I mean, the lace sticks out. So it's like 5 by 8 3/4. So I guess it is a little bit bigger. This one is 4. Well, if you don't count the foofy bits, this one's like less than 4.5 by 8 1/4. So this one's closer. This is closer. This is closer. Well, they're going to look a little wider because of the zhuzh, the stuff. I mean, if you wanted to stick them in your traveler's notebook, I mean, yeah, they might stick out if you stuck them in if you have a Midori traveler's notebook. But they're pretty close to the size. I mean, I guess you could cut the pages off of this, and then the only thing that sticks out is the fabric. You like the stuff? Girl, you know me. It's got to be the weirder the better. That's just me. But it's just the way I roll. I don't know if Michelle's still here. If she went to bed, she was going to bed because tomorrow's the big car day. So she's got to. So I definitely need more frith. It's just bothering me because I usually have a whole pile and just pick out the colors that go with it. I don't have that. Yeah, fabric on the outside, paper on the inside. One that I use myself all the time is made like this. A traveler's notebook that I use all the time is made with a piece of fabric on the outside and paper on the inside. Well, my lovelies, I'm going to call it a night. I love you, and I'm going to go cook some dinner. And then tomorrow I'll be on around noon Hawaii time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern. Fabric trims. I do have a couple of those cabinet card books. You're giving your fur baby your love. I have I think 4 cabinet card books. I may have a couple of antique books. I have that Raggedy Ann one I showed you with the fabric. I have 2 bins full of trims that are already bagged. I just put a whole gob of them in and, you know what I mean, bag them. I will have some Chinese magazines. Let's see, what else will I have? I don't know, and a couple of random lots. But I love you girls, and I will see you tomorrow. And thanks for coming to hang out with me. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha. Always, always, always. See you tomorrow, girls. Bye.